I want to take a look at the information that came out earlier today regarding Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys. And currently, there's clearly this dispute going on where things look like they're not heading in the right direction for the Dallas Cowboys. But this is something that always happens with the Cowboys. We saw it last year with CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. And so I just don't think it's honestly that big of a deal. But let me read this here from Diane Rossini, who says earlier today on Twitter, breaking, the Micah Parsons-Cowboys relationship has deteriorated to the point where the star pass rusher is considering drastic measures, which could include a trade request or even a declaration that he is severing his relationship with the team. Per multiple league sources familiar with the situation, the two sides remain far apart heading into the second week of training camp and are not currently negotiating. Now, if this was something that had never happened in Dallas before, and this was a team that had typically gotten their guys signed really early on, right before camp, not really having a lot of noise, and, they just do things smoothly and as many other teams do, then you'd look at this and say, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I can't believe this is happening. But when you look at the Dallas Cowboys history, and you look at Jerry Jones and how he likes to operate, with his main goal seemingly being be talked about as much as humanly possible, this is not really a surprise. And that's where, for me, I feel like with all this information coming out, the differing reports here or there about what's going on between Jerry and Micah, and here with him supposedly wanting to get traded eventually, he may make that demand seemingly. It's all really just background noise for me, because I'm very convinced that if we could fast forward right now to week 1, the first game the Dallas Cowboys have, Micah Parsons is going to be on the team. Micah Parsons is going to have a massive contract, and this is all going to be behind us. And so I feel like whatever comes out in the next few weeks, in my mind, it doesn't really mean too much, because I think we've seen NFL players around the league try to use different tactics to gain leverage in these negotiations. I mean, we just saw Myles Garrett, who came out and said he wanted to start winning. He wanted to go to a place where he could win instead of being in Cleveland. He requests a trade. And what do you know? Not too long after that, he gets a $40+ million deal and stays in Cleveland, seemingly either, he didn't really mean what he said, or he's fine with not winning. I guess you could sort of debate that there with Myles Garrett. But I think that's going to happen here with Parsons. I think that whatever issues they have, they're going to get resolved before the season, because Micah Parsons is too important of a player to the Dallas Cowboys. And I think that Micah Parsons wants to stay in Dallas, because I think there could be a lot of other organizations where maybe you don't feel like you actually have a chance to compete. Maybe you don't feel like it's the best market for you. I just don't think that Micah Parsons wants to leave the Dallas Cowboys. And I think that, in my mind, the odds of there actually being enough of a problem with this relationship where Parsons actually gets traded somewhere, I feel like it's less than a 1% chance. And so the Cowboys love to make noise. Jerry Jones loves to keep things going, because if they had just signed Micah Parsons right before camp, what fun is that there for Jerry Jones? You're not getting to be talked about in the media every single day when there's not a lot other to talk about. It's just a great time to, get your teams, get your team talked about before the season starts. So that way, when the season starts, everyone's thinking about the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are not necessarily great at, winning and getting to NFC championships, at least in the past 30 years, but they're very, very good at being the talk constantly, no matter what is happening. So I don't think it's a big deal. This happens a lot with the Cowboys. If you want more NFL content, feel free to subscribe, follow, and I will see you guys next time.